The twists and turns of IndyCar drama continue this week in Mid-Ohio, where Helio Castroneves looks to overcome a blocking penalty that cost him a win 2 weeks ago. His teammate, Will Power, hopes to wrap up one title today while increasing his lead in another, while Ganassi teammates aim to chip away at Power's points lead. Stop number 12 of 17 on the IZOD IndyCar season takes place here at the Mid-Ohio Sports Car Course, host of the Honda Indy 200. Cleveland rocks, but Mid-Ohio rolls through a picturesque 2.258-mile, 13-turn road course that offers great vantage points for fans in attendance here. And forget about the drama of Ocho Cinco and T.O. together in Cincy. If you want drama, Mid-Ohio is the place to be. Welcome to IndyCar Central on Versus, where we set the stage for today's 85-lap race. I'm Lindy Thaxton on our Versus stage just off of Pit Road. As we kick off August, the IZOD IndyCar Series is actually wrapping up a chapter of the 2010 season. This is the 8th of 9 street and road courses. It's actually the 4th of 5 in a row. We wrap up this season with 4 ovals. Our overall points leader, Will Power, he's pretty much going to clinch the road course championship today. All he has to do is start the race. He just has to take the green flag. And listen to this. Even if Will gets last place and Dario Franchitti, who's second in points, gets first, that's a 53-point difference, and that's the most points that Dario could even get at Sonoma. So Will has got it. Well, the racing community, though, is still talking about the finish 2 weeks ago at Edmonton. Helio Castroneves cited for blocking with 3 laps to go, and the win was given to Scott Dixon. We are, of course, going to catch up with Helio in just a little bit, but first we're going to catch up with Scott, where in addition to coming off of a much-needed victory, he is a 2-time winner right here.
The timing is everything, just enough to get to the finish.
There goes Scott Dixon by, in front of Franchitti. Dixon's 9th career win, 3rd this season. There it is, the double checkers.
On a Sunday afternoon in Central Ohio, Scott Dixon gets the double checkers and wins his 20th career race. He now is the all-time winner in the IndyCar Series.
Over the last 3 seasons, Will Power leads all drivers with 5 wins, all in the span of the last 8 road and street races. But before the merger with Champ Car in 2008, Scott Dixon was once the IndyCar Road King. From 2005, when IndyCar began racing on road and street courses, Scott led all drivers with 5 trips to victory lane, and Scott is with Robbie Floyd.
Target Chip Ganassi, Lindy, has 5 victories at Mid-Ohio, 3 in kart, 2 by you, Mr. Man. You must like this place.
Yeah, definitely. It's been a fantastic place for Team Target, and if we could try and get 3 and match that record, that'd be nice from the Champ Car side, or kart, whatever you want to call it. But IndyCar Series has been fun here, but more importantly, I can't believe the amount of fans this weekend. It's packed, you know, everywhere you go, especially when you're driving around on track. You know, every piece of grass is full.
What about this track suits your style?
I don't know. You know, we struggled a little bit in qualifying. All weekend we've been sort of struggling with the car getting into the corners. We've had a throttle sticking and you know, the idle's been all over the place and stalling sometimes in the pits. So we've had to make a few changes throughout the weekend with the brakes and the throttle position and even an engine just before the race. So it's been a bit tedious, but I know the car has good speed, and typically for our team, you know, we run better in the races, which has been something we've tried to overcome in qualifying, but yet we're starting in P5.
What's that going to be like for you? I mean, in case you at home don't know what it feels like, I mean, you're throttling going in the corner when you're letting off the gas.
Yeah, it's tough. You know, at least it's not 50% or something. I think we're getting 20% hanging going into the corner, but it makes downshifting a problem, or you know, even fuel mileage. And this race, you know, because the pit windows are so tight, you really need that throttle to close so you can save that fuel when you get off it, and that's going to be a big deal for us today.
Lindy Thaxton, you know that setup has to be a little crazy right now, just guessing or whether or not he's going to be pushing going into that corner. Watch out for Scott Dixon, maybe a repeat from last year.
Thank you very much, Robbie. And even though Will Power did not pick up the win in Edmonton, he did increase his overall lead over Dario Franchitti from 42 points to 50. The top 5 drivers in the overall standings held their points positions. As mentioned, Will Power has been dominating the Mario Andretti Trophy standings. Currently, you can see he leads Franchitti by 97 points and can pretty much wrap up that title here shortly. Dixon leads Franchitti by 3 points in the A.J. Foyt standings. That's the top oval driver. With the final 4 races of the season on ovals, both Ganassi drivers hope to pile up the points on Power, who is 8th in the oval standings. They are 49 points behind Dixon. So in addition to wrapping up the Mario Andretti title this week, Will Power wants to pile up those points in the last 2 road courses of this season. Well, we will talk to the road and street course dominator when IndyCar Central on Versus returns. The Mid-Ohio Sports Car Course. Did you know that Johnny Rutherford won the first IndyCar race here 30 years ago? But 8 drivers have won multiple times, including Scott Dixon. Look on your screen there. You can look at some of the other legendary names who have won here, including Emerson Fittipaldi and Michael Andretti. Well, Jack Arute is in the IZOD Performance Pit Center with another driver who would like to add his name to that list.
Indeed, Lindy, and we're with Will Power, who is about to win the Mario Andretti Trophy for road course prowess. And we were talking about left foot braking, and so we decided we'd go to our big monitor here and analyze it. This is Danica Patrick from 1 year ago here at Mid-Ohio. And we're talking about left foot braking, and it's something that you do, Will, that really comes into play with the use of your left foot.
Yeah, I mean, I started doing that when I was racing in Europe in Formula 3, where you don't want much, you don't have a big coast phase in the corner, so you go, literally as you're getting off the brake, you're straight back on throttle. And IndyCars become so competitive, it's almost like that. The downside is, in the race, you probably use a little bit more fuel, but I'm used to it. I think it's very tough to change once you've started a habit, so I'm keeping it.
Well, now, earlier in the practice sessions, though, did left foot braking come into play at all when you decided that you were going to have a little bit of a run-in down there in the corner?
No, that was actually, I wasn't braking there, but yeah, that was just a bad mistake. I ran off, got in wet grass, and went into the wall pretty hard, so my fault.
Hey, rebounded pretty good, though. You start on a pole again. You're on the brink. Once you take the command to start engines, you have won the Mario Andretti Road Racing Trophy. But there's still, standing between you and the Ultimate Championship, are a string of oval track races to end the season. How big a monkey is that on your back?
I'm aware of it, very much so. You know, obviously I'm trying to get as many points on these road courses, but 6 races to go, 4 of them are ovals. You got to be competitive in 6 races.
Well, let's concentrate on today, and best wishes and good luck.
Thank you very much.
Thanks.
Takuma Sato, Jack, with his best starting position ever in the IZOD IndyCar Series. How good does it feel in third, and how are you starting in third?
I think it feels fantastic. Obviously, I'm very pleased with yesterday's result. It's always good feeling in a Q1 career, Q2 career, getting into the first and top 6 is always big satisfaction. And I was able to commit, you know, on this circuit and a brilliant circuit and enjoy drivable. So I think, you know, starting in second low is obviously the best possible position to achieve the highest race weekend for me.
I think my answer was Lindy Thaxton, as Takuma Sato got to actually test at this track not too long ago, and just like all the other road courses that are permanent road courses, he qualifies in the top 6.
Thank you, Robbie. We have some Honda engine news we want to pass along. After the agreement expires in 2011, they say they are committed to 2012 and beyond. The cost will be reduced by up to 40%. Will be a 2.4-liter twin turbocharged V6.
This opportunity to create some new engine rules and new car starting with 2012 gives us and I think the league an opportunity to try and encourage some competition and change, mix it up, reset, you know, for all the teams and all the competitors, and from there we'll move forward with who can evolve their car to the front fastest.
In some driver news, officials are letting 27 cars take the field today. All told, 8 drivers are making their first start at Mid-Ohio, and 2, J.R. Hildebrand and Francesco Draconi, they are making their first IndyCar Series start ever. Also, this is the first time that the last 4 Firestone Indy Lights champs have ever started an IndyCar race together. They are J.R. Hildebrand, Rafael Matos, Alex Lloyd, and Jay Howard. And speaking of fire